Diana Cooper, your Pampered Chef consultant, here to share with you some other new fun stuff from our catalog. So the first thing I'm going to start with is actually an oldie but a goodie, but maybe you haven't seen this, so I'm going to show it to you real quick before I start using it. So this is one of our mixing bowls. They actually come in a nesting stack of 3. They're super awesome because they've got a handle. They have this nice non-slip silicone bottom. I like the handle though, because you know, anytime you're trying to pour, you always get your thumb in whatever was in the mixing bowl. So I really like that. And then they have these lids that, oh my gosh, these are like form fitting. So it's like, it's got a pour spout on the bowls and it has a pour spout part. So if you don't use everything, you can just throw it in the refrigerator or leave it on the counter, whatever it is, of course. And the whole thing for sure is sealed up nice and tight. And then it's got a nice little lifted part back here where I can just grab it and pull it off. It's amazing. So I'm gonna put this aside because I'm not gonna need the lid for a moment. So we're gonna do some fun stuff inside of it. One more little hidden tidbit. As with so many of the products that Pampered Chef makes, almost everything that has a bowl also is basically an extra measuring cup. Can you see? The light's kind of fine. Oh, there you go. You can see it now. So it's got the cups on the one side, it's got the liters on the other. So on this side, it goes up to 16 cups, and on this side, it goes up to 4 liters. So no matter what units you want, you can measure in this as well. But here's the exciting part that I'm gonna be measuring, and that is the new donut mix. Who doesn't love a good donut, right? Give me a donut gif below if you like donuts. What's your favorite kind? Do you like filled ones? I don't really like filled ones. I really like cake donuts, which is kind of good because this is what kind I'm going to be making today. I think my husband likes the yeasted kind. Some of my kids really like the filled ones. I like the kind that are just kind of glazed and simple. So what I did was I dumped my whole donut mix in here. I'm going to actually make donut holes today. So I have some butter that I melted in the prep bowl, the 1 cup prep bowls that we have. And sometimes you just need a little bowl, and it's nice to have everything measured out ahead of time. And then in the easy read measuring cup, I've got a cup of milk. And really, that's about it. I'm just going to use my scraper here, stir this around, and make my donut mix. Like, who could argue with basically instant donuts, right? It's the perfect thing any day of the week. It doesn't have to be Sunday mornings now for donuts, right? All right, so I've got this all mixed around. That was fast, right? Super quick. I guess if you wanted to, you could get a little fancy. You could mix some different, toppings into it. You could throw in some blueberries and make them like the blueberry cake donuts, or let me see, lemon zest with the blueberries would be fun. Maybe some cocoa powder, make some chocolate donuts. That would also be awesome, right? But today we're just gonna make plain, yummy, delicious donut holes. So this is our new donut hole pan. I love this. I love it. It's in Pampered Chef Blue. I love that. And it should take about the whole mix to make a pan of donuts. I have our kitchen spritzer. If you haven't seen it, I guess I should show you before I start pumping. It's got the bottle. It has a little line up here. When you get it, you just fill it up to the line with your choice of oil. It could be olive oil, vegetable oil, canola oil, I don't know, whatever other kind of oil is you want. But you fill it up to there, and then you just pump this lid. It's a removable lid to pressurize it. And it's still gonna spray a little differently than like your store-bought Pam, off the grocery store shelves. But the neat thing is that because it doesn't have any additives in it, it won't leave that like weird sticky residue that builds up on your baking sheets over time. So then I'm just gonna spray it over the whole thing. And because, let me see, we wanna let go of some of that pressure. There we go. And then it's ready to store. Because it does spray kind of a thinner stream, sometimes you want to use your basting brush and just kind of roll that around in there. Make sure the oil gets spread around. And almost done. The basting brush is awesome because it's got a silicone brush head, so you're never going to lose those nasty bristles in your food. I used to hate that before I got this, when I would make like breads and want to, you know, you brush like an egg wash or butter over the top and you'd get those like weird little hairy bristles. So this is great. I've had this for like 17 years and not a bristle lost. So, and dishwasher safe. So extra, extra good, right? I'm gonna hold on to that just in case before I wash it. Let's see, here's my little trick. This is the mixing bowl, the junior mixing bowl here. I'm gonna throw a freezer bag in here, fold the top over, and then fill it up with this batter, because I'm aiming for those little tiny donut holes. This will make it easier. Now you could, if you wanted to, you could use like the decorator bag, but I'm gonna go lazy with the dishes today, and I'm just gonna scrape this in, and ta-da, there we go. Get as much in as I can. It's kind of nice because then I can use the bag to wipe off the scraper. Fold it up, seal it, get all the extra air out of it. And then all I have to do is snip the corner, and this is still a clean bowl, so yay, no dishes. There we go, grab my scissors out of my knife block, and then away we go. I think you can see still. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of do like this, so it comes down to the corner, just like a piping bag. This is also the Lazy Woman's frosting decorating bag too. I won't tell you how many cakes I might have decorated from a Ziploc gallon freezer bag. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and just snip off the corner there and start squeezing away. You don't want to overfill them. There was someone I saw, they overfilled their pan, and when they baked, and they almost looked like acorns, because the top kind of poofed out over the top like the acorn cap. So try really hard not to overfill. I am a notorious overfiller, so I make no promises when we're all done. Mine might also look like funny little acorns, and you all can laugh with me. But the last laugh is had by the lady who at least gets to eat them, right? Doesn't really matter if they turn out looking like acorns. I'll bet my kids will help me with them. All right, almost done. And then, oh, it made more than the predicted amount, so that's a real win. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that over here. They predict on the package that it's gonna do, what was it, 12 donuts or 24 of the donut holes. So let me check again, because I can never remember how long to bake anything. So about 10 minutes in the oven at 350. So I'm gonna throw these in, and then I'm gonna show you the next step. Okay, so here is the next step of the donuts. I have our little bar board. This is an older one that was pink because it was a breast cancer awareness promo many moons ago. But we still have the bar board, so if you want a little tiny cutting board, I love these. They're just the right size. You can get just what you want, you know. Sometimes you don't want the huge cutting board out. And let's see, here we go. I'll just use my little serrated blade. I'm gonna go ahead, oops, before I cut it, I'm gonna use one of my other new tools. So this looks like a funny little fish swimming in the sea, right? But it's actually the zester that goes on top of our beautiful new citrus juicer. So I'm gonna plop that on, got our zester, and I'm gonna zest a little bit. Just rub it back and forth. And I like that it's all gonna go down where the juice is. When I'm all done with this, that's exactly what I want. I want the zest and the juice all mixed together. So I'm not gonna worry about taking the zest out and then mixing it with the juice separately. So, here we go. But that made short work of it. Check that out. Oh, I love the smell of lemons. I wish you had smell-o-vision, because it's so good. But anyhow, out of that little lemon that fast, this is probably the fastest zesting that you will ever do. I've never had a zester work as well as this one. Then we plop the other part on here. Oops, plop it better than I did. And now it's a juicer. And again, we have measuring stuff on it. So when you look at the side, so this is the milliliter side that's on my side, of course. And then here is the cup side. So you can measure up to, I want to say it's 2 1/4 cups, but let me double check myself before I'm blind, sorry. It is, so our highest marking on here is 2 1/4 cups. So you can measure quite a lot of juice in there. And I have done that. I made some really excellent lime curd. I think it was last week. I can't remember exactly when. I used this and I juiced, and then I used my blender. Oh my gosh, it was so nice. It was the best curd I'd ever had when I went ahead and I let the blender do the cooking. I'd had a batch this winter where I forgot to stir, and the whole thing was ruined because it was Bernie. We're gonna call it Bernie, okay? it was yucky. But the blender was amazing because it just kept stirring it and heating it, and it was so nice and gentle. So here, juicer has done its job. We've got juice, we've got zest, and then last but not least, oops, gotta wipe my fingers off, sorry. We have some powdered sugar. I'm not much of a measurer, so I'm just gonna kind of swap this out because that's what I do. If you're a measurer, please measure. Measure as much as you want. This is our mini whisk that I'm going to use in here. It's a mini bowl, right? It's a mini whisk. This is also actually new to the catalog again. We used to have a mini whisk. It went away, and now it is back. So here I've got some nice lemon, what would you call it? Lemon icing, kind of, that I'm going to use with those delicious little donut holes. Now, if when you're done juicing your lemon, you kind of go, this is still thick, you can either juice another lemon, or you can just mix a tiny drop of milk in here, or even a little bit of water. There we go. Because this is a little bit thick, so I probably will add just a little bit of milk. But you can see just like that. Got some beautiful lemon zest floating around in there. Oh yeah, you can see the lemon zest. And then it's ready. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna add a little bit of milk, and then we'll wait a minute for the donut holes to come out, and then, ta-da, I'll show you what I've got. And we're back. I have some beautiful little donut holes here for us. So I have them right now on the cooling rack, but I'm going to use the cooling rack for the actual dipped donuts. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out by using the Trivet. This is the new nested Trivet Set. I like this because it's 3-in-1. Plus, when you put it away, it's just all in one big stack. So let me just show you if you didn't see it yet. So it has a baby and a mama and a daddy, right? So you just plop them all together because right now I just need one trivet for my donuts. They're a little bit warm still on the bottom. Now, did you know the cake tester is not just a cake tester, it is also a remover tool. So I'm going to use this. It's nice because it's kind of plastic, so it's not going to scratch any of your pans. I'm going to get them all out because I think it will be fastest when we're dunking if we have them all freed from their donut hole pan. Now the donut hole pan, when I'm all done, is going to go, anybody know? The dishwasher. It's gonna go in the dishwasher. It's all dishwasher safe. You may, there we go. You may notice, a little dulling of color, like of that beautiful Pampered Chef blue on the back, but it's going to be perfectly fine as long as it's not rubbing against anything in the dishwasher. Oops, I'm getting 2 this time. They're coming out so easily and so fast. I love this. Oh my gosh. I love these. And for once I didn't overfill. They all actually came out kind of ball shaped. So we're all done with this. I'll move this over to the side, out of our way. Now for the fun part, right? The dipping, the yummy part, the finishing off. So here is our glaze. I did go ahead and add a little bit of milk so it's a little bit thinner. And I also took the last batch of donut mix and I threw it in because I bought a second donut hole pan because with this big of a family, I have 2 of everything. So I went ahead and I have those in there. So I have plenty of glaze for both these as well as those. And you can use this if you want. You can, you know, skewer it on here and kind of dunk it. Or I kind of like tongs. I'm a tongs girl. These came with the new coating tray set. I love little tongs. Oh my gosh. I don't know why, but I just love tongs. I have all of our sizes of tongs. I'm gonna roll them around and then sit them on this tray. So I have the baking pan, the half sheet pan, sorry, underneath of the cooling rack, or the baking rack, as it's called in the catalog. Baking rack because of course it can be used in the oven, but I like to use it a lot for cooling racks also. I like the 2-for-1 special here. You get to use it for in the oven, or for letting things cool, or I guess 3-for-1 for letting your donut holes drip. I like these because the grate, or the, what else would you call that? The, you know, the spacing between the little bars on the cooling rack are such that you're not going to have to worry about any of your small things falling through. If you have cookies that come out of the oven and they are still a little warm and bendy when you try to put them on the cooling rack, they aren't going to like break and fall apart when you put them on. But look at this. This is really fast. So really start to finish. So I ended up baking the donut holes for about 12 minutes, really. As I said, 10 to 12 on the package. So when I checked them at 10, they were still a little underdone. So baked them for 12 minutes. It took me, what? Maybe a minute to actually do the mixing and the portioning into the pan. And then really you make the glaze while they're baking. So like in under 20 minutes, you can have donuts. Like, we might have to have donuts like every day. Who is having donuts every day with me? 20 minutes or less to a batch of donuts. Oh, so awesome. Oh my goodness. And lemon donuts at that. I love lemon. It's one of my favorites. So I will have to say goodbye to you so that I can eat my donuts. Sorry you can't eat along with me, but if you buy a bag of the donut mix and a few tools, I think you can be eating some lemon or chocolate or blueberry or, I don't know, strawberry, raspberry. What flavor donuts would you be eating when you get your bag of donut mix and make yours at home? Post down below because I'm curious what flavors you would like.